This is Adelai Brown, your heart coach, and I want to welcome you to a little real estate talk with Adelai Brown. It is a beautiful Saturday morning. I am on the way to Orangeburg, South Carolina for an open house for a property that I have listed at 1103 Ellis Avenue. So if you're in the Orangeburg area, I encourage you to stop by. If you're looking at owning a home in Orangeburg, if you are looking to get into investing in Orangeburg, this would also be a great property for you to check out. And this, it's just a great opportunity for you. This is definitely a great house for someone that wants space, maybe a multi-generational family, somebody that wants to maybe live there while also renting out rooms so they can make money while, pay for their stay, essentially. So just wanted to kind of put that out there. And my title for today's live is, are you open to owning a home? And I asked that question because I talk to a lot of people that say they want to own a home. They want to get into home ownership. I want to buy a house. I want my own house. I want a home for me and my family. I want to get into investing. I want to be able to grow wealth for me and my family. I hear that a lot. I hear a lot of people saying that, but I don't really see enough supportive situations out there that really help people make this happen. There was a time in my life that I thought if you have money or if you come from a certain neighborhood or a certain side of then I felt like there were certain things that you naturally would know about. And for me, home ownership was one of those things. So there are certain people that I just assume, like if you came from a certain household, if your parents, if you had a mom and a dad, or if your parents had a good job, y'all lived in a certain neighborhood, I just automatically assumed that meant that you knew that meant that you knew how to buy a house. That meant that you understood financial literacy and you were great at managing your finances, right? I also thought that everybody that wore glasses is really smart. And I'm not trying to be funny, I'm just being honest, right? So the reason why I say all of this is because coming this fall, I will be launching a program that's really going to help individuals really learn how to purchase homes, and not just purchase homes, maintain their homes and keep their homes, right? Because a lot of people want to buy a house but really honestly don't know where to start. They don't know who to reach out to. They don't know how much money they need to save. They don't know what are the do's and don'ts of preparing to buy a home, how they need to prepare themselves financially with their career, their income, when it comes to managing and maintaining their debt and eliminating debt. A lot of people just don't have a clue. But I think the biggest thing that I find is an issue in home ownership when it's time for someone to own a house. And even I've dealt with a lot of individuals that have a lot of money, and that does not mean that it's easy for them to purchase real estate. Real estate is a very emotionally provoking topic. When you start talking about dealing with real estate, I feel like real estate stirs up a lot of emotions. And I think it has a lot to do with one of the basic needs for human beings is we need shelter. And for those of us that live in America, we've been sold this idea of having the American dream, which includes this house with this picket fence. I know that's not for everyone, but for a lot of us in America, that dream has been sold to us, and a lot of people feel like if I don't achieve that particular, a lot of people believe if they don't achieve that cookie cutter outcome of life, then they haven't succeeded or they're not doing a good job. The truth of the matter is, a lot of us weren't taught these things. And you're not just going to find out just haphazardly. You either have to be seeking this information or someone has to be bringing it to you, like feeding it to you, so that you can get what you need. one of the first things I want to encourage you with when you think about owning a home and it's time for you to own your home, I want you to really work on your mindset when you think about yourself owning a home. Be very honest with yourself. Do you truly believe that you deserve to own a home? Do you truly believe that you have what it takes to maintain that home once you get it? Are you secretly fearing, am I going to get this house and then lose it? Are you secretly fearing, am I going to get this house and everything goes wrong? And you want to start addressing these thoughts, whether they're conscious or subconscious. You want to start addressing these thoughts and challenging them, because if you don't, what you think about, you will manifest in the natural. So whatever you focus on, you will make more of. So if you start thinking about calamity and all hell breaking loose for you in your home ownership journey, you will create that stuff in real life. So I want to encourage you, wherever you are, maybe you already own property, but you want to get into investing. Start working on your mindset. Maybe you already have started the process of wanting to buy a home, but you just haven't quite gotten there yet. Work on your mindset. Start seeing yourself in this home. Start thinking about how good it's going to feel to say you own this home. You've paid your property off, right? Don't just stop at trying to get in the house. Start thinking about what it'll feel like to get the deed in hand and say, hey, my property is paid in full, right? Because a lot of people, the first thing they go to is, how much money do I need? Or, what kind of house can I live in? All of that is fine, but if you don't have the right mindset, then you're going to lose out regardless. If you're focused on being negative, if you're a very pessimistic person and you disguise it as being realistic, it's going to be a challenge for you. And even if you get the house of your dreams, you're never going to be able to enjoy it because you're so negative and pessimistic. And usually when we exhibit that behavior, it's because we've been disappointed and hurt so much in the past. We are afraid to open up and even believe and make ourselves vulnerable to believe that good things can happen for us and great doors can open up for us. So a lot of times when someone is buying a house, I don't care how jacked up the credit is. I don't care what the current job situation is, what the income is. If your mindset isn't right, then home ownership is going to be a struggle for you. I talk to a lot of people who want to get into investing. I want to be a real estate investor. I want to be a real estate investor. Mindset matters. You don't want to just do this because it sounds good. Everything that you do comes with responsibility. The Bible tells us to whom much is given, much is required, right? So when you think about real estate, that's why I call myself the heart realtor. That's why I'm the heart realtor, because we do heart work, we grow heart equity. And one of the ways that we grow heart equity is through real estate, through obtaining, managing, maintaining, multiplying real estate. Real estate. Okay, here we go. Generations, the people who have owned the land have pretty much been the ones who have run the show, right? So when I think about real estate, I see real estate as a tool that we use to empower our community to continuously grow and cultivate heart equity. I define heart equity as personal, relational, and financial wealth that we obtain through authentic living. And I believe that authentic living is obtained by doing hard work. Authentic living is you living a life that does not fit the cookie cutter shape and mold of our current society. Authentic living is you living a life that you were created to live, that fits your purpose, that brings about a profit, not just a financial profit, but a relational profit and a personal profit, so that you can actually love the person you are, the person that's in your skin. Like so many times throughout our lives, we've been taught to idolize or want to be like some other person. There have been these molds and these archetypes of people and and individuals that we're supposed to model ourselves after. No, there is nobody that is better at being you than you. And the better you get at being you, you make this world a better place for me and you. Right? So yeah, I can get on here and talk about real estate and tell you, yeah, you need to have $20,000 in the bank. Yeah, have a 750 credit score. Yeah, all of that. But I know a lot of people who have purchased homes with a 580 credit score and, not that much money in the bank, but they were able to make it happen. It's just all about how focused you are and how determined you are. But at the end of the day, if your mindset isn't right, if your self-image is not intact and healthy, then owning a home, you will never get the benefits from it. It will always be a burden to you and not a blessing. Not until you understand the beauty of the blessing of who you are, you will never be able to enjoy the blessings that God has given to you. That's why so many of us feel heavy in our lives right now, because you're probably living and experiencing things that you prayed about 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years ago. But because you have adopted such a negative mindset and mentality, you can't even enjoy the blessings that you prayed about, and now your blessings feel like burdens. I want to encourage you, it doesn't have to be like that. But you got to work on your mindset. Are you open to change? Are you open to healing? Are you open to feeling better? These are the things that I want you to consider. Because a lot of times we pray for things and don't even realize we already have them. But you just didn't slow down enough to truly be able to experience and realize you already living in the blessing you prayed for. Okay? All right. So that's what I wanted to talk with you guys about today. Remember, I am Adelai Brown, your heart coach and heart realtor, and we grow heart equity, personal, relational, and financial wealth that we obtain through authentic living. I encourage you to, if this information has blessed you, I encourage you to check out my site. Go to Linktree/theheartconnections, and there you will find my books, my audio books, my resources, ways that we can connect. We can do a discovery session. We can talk about me helping you in your life and supporting you as you want to grow heart equity. It's time for change. I can also support you in your real estate journey. I am here in South Carolina. I do real estate primarily in South Carolina and Georgia. However, I can support you any place in the United States and give you real estate advice and, just insight. Because, that's what it's all about. Knowledge is power when it's applied. That's what wisdom is. And I truly believe that when we operate in wisdom, it transforms our lives. And a lot of times the wisdom we need to operate in is the wisdom of knowing we need to seek help. We need to seek mentorship. We need to seek guidance to move forward successfully in our lives. So I encourage you, wherever you are, seek wisdom, seek mentorship. Let's connect. Check me out, Linktree/theheartconnections. I'd love to connect with you. If you need support in your healing journey and you want to know how to transform your mindset and really get healthy, I have tools and resources on my site. You can get a copy of my books. They've been very helpful to many individuals with experiencing breakthrough in their lives. You'll be surprised at how your career will grow and your finances will increase when you start to heal your heart. When you start to acknowledge the things that you've been avoiding, you'll be absolutely surprised at how your life will transform. Okay? And y'all do me a favor, right? Because if you're here, you're part of the Heart Tribe, share this video with anyone that you think could benefit from it. Anyone that you think could be helped or supported by this. And also, if you haven't already, like the video, subscribe, comment. Let's stay connected. I love y'all. I'm excited. And I'll talk with y'all after the open house and let y'all know how it went. Okay? Love y'all. Y'all like my... Oh, I meant to show y'all my little hat. Look at my hat. Love. Always out here spreading love. Make sure you do the same, okay? Because it's too hot to not be doing that, okay? All right. Love y'all. Have a great day.